True media was good with the people. Hey, check this out. I was thinking, right? And I was thinking to myself real deep about this topic. Like, what's one of the main causes of the downfall of this modern era in this society? And I came to the conclusion, and I had to tell myself and understand that we lack leadership. It ain't no more leaders. See, the difference between those that came before us and in this modern era was leadership. They had leaders, great men, mighty men, brave men. Back in the day, back in the 50s, 60s, 70s. You feel what I'm saying? They had great leaders. We don't have no leaders today. And what we try to do is replace success with leadership. And we try to place status with leadership. And we made those who's, looked at in a higher regard from a financial standpoint, we made them out to be leaders. When sometimes money can't make you a leader. Sometimes a new house can't make you a leader. Sometimes status and fame and fortune don't make you a leader. And a lot of us in this modern era, we fail for the okie doke. We fail by not realizing and understanding that you can't replace success with leadership. And a lot of us is wondering why the society is falling like it is nowadays. And can we admit, it ain't no leadership today. It ain't no leadership in the homes. It ain't no leadership in the communities. It ain't no leadership in the politics. It ain't no leadership in the schools. It ain't no leadership in the churches. We look at those who's successful as leaders. And that's the worst thing you can do. Because see, back then, when our ancestors was fighting for our rights, back then, when we was protesting and marching, everybody had their own lane. A football player was a football player. A basketball player was a basketball player. A baseball player was a baseball player. And everybody had their own lane. And they knew what they represented. And they knew what they brought to the table. And they knew what their position was. And we had those, Malcolm X, MLK. You feel what I'm saying? Huey P. Newton, Thurgood Marshall. They had their lane at playing a role in society. And they was leaders in their own way. But see, what we doing nowadays is we swapping out leadership for famous people, for celebrities. We swapping out leadership for people who's a public figure and people who's looked at as, successful. And we not understanding that that's the reason why a lot of the things that we face in this modern era right now as we speak, it's turning out to be the way it is. Because we made those who's not capable. We made those who was not born. We made those who's not worthy of being a leader. Just because of they famous. Just because they got some money. Just because of they so-called successful. And we swapped out leadership for success. We swapped out leadership for celebrities. We swapped out leadership based on how much a person make a year, based on how successful a person is. And just because you got money and you successful do not make you a leader. Understand what I'm saying? And now we got to the point to where social media then gave everybody a voice. And now for the first time in history, we got people who's not even worthy of speaking on certain topics or certain situations, giving their input and they spiel about what they feel like leadership is and how the society should be ran and how the society should be controlled. And this is why we're dealing with the backlash of chaos and the backlash of people out here not understanding their purpose and their mission, because we have no leaders. We have nobody that's capable of leading the people in a righteous manner. We have nobody that's capable of leading the people without a price. Because everybody can be bought for a certain price in this modern era. These new leaders nowadays can be bought if you throw some money at them. These new leaders can be manipulated and swayed for a certain dollar amount. But see, what our ancestors knew, what our forefathers knew back in the day, you can't buy me. Is no dollar amount that can sway me to get me to undermine my message to the people to fight for freedom. But nowadays, the sad part about this generation is even the ones who profess to be leaders can be bought. They can be bought. And now it's a big mix-up. You got people in high places who's not capable of leading a nation, who's not capable of leading a community, who's not capable of speaking on the behalf of the overall or the majority. Now they have a voice. And what it did was it set us back another 50 to 100 years. Because now we got a lot of people who's walking around professing to be something that they not. Just because of they got famous, just because of they got money, just because of they got talent at something or they gifted at something. That don't make you a leader, and that don't mean you should be speaking out on situations that's out of your jurisdiction or out of your profession. See, Jackie Wilson always knew to stay in his place. I'm Jackie Wilson. I'm going to be a baseball player. Muhammad Ali, for the most part, he had motivational tactics and things that he spoke about, but for the most part, he stayed in his place. He let Malcolm X do his job, even though that was his right-hand man in the Nation of Islam. They was brothers, but he knew, I'm not Malcolm X. That brother on another level when it come to fighting for the people. I'm going to be a boxer and I'm going to stay in my lane. But you got people in sports. You got people, rappers, singers, thinking that they can speak on some shit they not even educated about. Think they can speak on some shit they have no insight about, no knowledge about. But because of they got a platform, they think that make them a leader. Because of they got a voice, they think that give them the ability to speak out for the majority when they don't know what the hell they talking about. So the sad part about what we seeing nowadays and what we dealing with is people out here not understanding they role and they position in society. And you got people like Kamala Harris inviting celebrities and shit up to speak for the majority of the people, when these people don't operate in that field. They not educated in that field of expertise. You dig what I'm talking about? And it's sad because this generation lack knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. This is an entertainment generation. This generation love to be entertained. They love entertainment. They don't want true freedom. This generation don't want, a more thriving society. They profess like they do. They act like they do. They talk like they do. But really, their deeds and their actions show different. This generation want to be entertained. This the entertainment generation. The generation of entertainment. This generation is going to go down in history for being a generation of entertainment. Not politics, not religion, not education, not community, not resources, not unity, not freedom, not law and attraction. Entertainment is what this generation gonna go down in the history books for being. And what we did was mixed up water with oil. And now we got people out here professing and thinking that they some shit when they really ain't got no business even speaking on something that they have no education or insight about. We got celebrities out here. Yeah, sure, they got a platform, but that don't mean it qualified them to speak for the overall and the majority of the people. This generation lack leadership. It's no leaders. It's no leaders. Sure, the money is here. Sure, people have a little bit more freedom. So they think. But it's no leaders. And freedom without leadership can lead to chaos and destruction, because free will sometimes can work against you. Free will can be the main thing to get you to participate in your own demise. It's like a chicken with its head cut off. The blind leading the blind. You don't know where you're going. You running 100 miles an hour in the wrong direction. No leadership, no focus, no direction, no vision. And you got people speaking on the behalf of the people who's not even worthy to speak on the behalf of their households. Not even worthy to speak on the behalf of their communities, let alone the nation. This is why this modern era is suffering, is on a down, and it's on a down, on a downturn like it is, downgrading. It's on a downward trajectory. Because we got people who's out here professing to be something that they not. And they don't know their place in society. And everybody is out of place, trying to be everything at once instead of sticking to the things that they know best. We lack leadership. We lack the fear of God. We don't understand that it's a time to work and it's a time to play. And a lot of people nowadays just want to play. They don't want to work. They don't want to educate themselves. They don't want to read. They don't want to study. They don't want to build. They want everything given to them. They will fall for anything. Long as it sound good, it can be a gang of lies. It can be something that's fully against what they want. But just because it sound good from the person that they like, they accept it and take it and run with it. Not even knowing what they just bought into. The lack of leadership is causing a lot of the problems and the situations that mankind is suffering from. It's no leaders. And that right there tells you why the world the way it is today. Okay? So it's time to get back to building. It's time to get back to speaking out. It's time to get back to knowing your role. It's time to get focused and to get some leaders out here who's built with integrity, who's built with self-respect, who holds themselves in a high regard, who's not trying to take advantage of the people and sell people a course online, who's not trying to manipulate the people and rob the people dry of their hard-earned money, who can't be bought, who can't be persuaded and manipulated for a certain dollar amount. We need real men and real leadership. And I'm putting it on my back. I'm going to be one of the ones that spark the flame to bring back real leadership in this world. You dig what I'm saying? And actions speak louder than words. Anybody can say they gonna do something. So we gotta watch the actions of a person. Understand that matters the most. But until next time, I love y'all. God bless y'all. Y'all stay focused. You dig what I'm saying? Stay focused. All right? And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.